I mean, before we come to Rider of the Week, there have been a few transfers as well, and apparently something to do with Ineos Grenadiers, which we've been waiting an eternity for. And Patrick, you flagged this up.
So, do we all remember the 17-year-old Albert Philipson who won the junior men's world road race? He then won like the Olympic, whatever mountain bike world championship. He's the junior champion of every freaking thing under the sun, basically. But he's 17, and Ineos are apparently closing in on signing him. And people also talking about this AJ August guy, who was also this American kid who was also decent in the TT at the Worlds. And it's all part of this Ineos, 20 whatever 37 plan to win the tour or whatever. But basically, they're signing up kids at this point. But this Albert Philipson guy does seem like the real deal, to be honest with you. The fact that he's also got that mountain biking part in him, we know how Ineos love a mountain biker, you know? They love a Pidcock, they love a Pauline Ferrand-Prévot. They are all over that. If you are multidisciplined, they are all over you, like mold on a shower curtain. So what do you reckon? Is this Danish guy the next Jonas?
I feel like the next like Van der Poel in it.
Oh, yeah.
First ever Dane on Ineos as well, ending the hatred of Danish riders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is interesting because they've had a rider from like most other Nordic countries. They've had a Finnish rider in the past. They've had a Swedish rider, an American, no, not a Norwegian rider. Don't know how that one got mixed up
Yeah,
there.
Edvald Bosenhagen.
And Lars Petter Nordhaug.
Yeah.
But they've never had, and get Gabriel Rash. Let's not forget him. But they've never had a Dane. I think that's kind of crazy, given how big of a powerhouse the country are.
Yeah,
That's fascinating.
now, not like 10 years ago. Like Danish riders were
Yeah.
not great.
I guess because they used to have a team, they used
Yeah,
to have a
exactly.
Danish team in the World Tour.
You want to
Just
know something
congregate.
else? He also does cross.
Gosh,
He's the Danish junior cyclocross champion as well. So he's got another discipline there. I think having that multidiscipline thing, and he also does good in one day races, is a good sign that he actually has tactical nous. Like he's not just we're going to plop you at the bottom of the climb and you're just going to go brr with your legs and just go and win to the top of the climb by doing some watts per kilo, which are just ungodly. Like winning one day races show you got a bit of tactical nous, which is good. Kind of shows like a Pogacar-esque sort of trajectory. The fact that Pogacar can do well in one day races and the Tour is the sign of a great rider. And I think that this guy is already sort of showing those sorts of qualities. So I'm very interested for what 2023 we're in. 2028, put it in your diary. July 2028. This guy might just well win the Tour. And we might very well still be doing this podcast.
if any bookmakers are taking bets for
Yeah.
Tour de France winners of 2028,
They do that sometimes. They had it with Eddie Dunbar when he was 18. I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And as I always say, bet responsibly. The bookmakers always win. Eddie Dunbar still doesn't have a Tour de France title, and he's what 26, 27 now.
Yet, it could still
Yeah.
happen.
Oh, he hasn't ridden the Tour de France yet, so it's only a matter of time.
But yeah, I mean, are Ineos just going to sign kids now? They're not going to
Yes.
go anywhere. They're not going to.
They've been doing this for a year now as well. Last year it was a whole crash. It was a whole kids club. It was a high school cycling team almost. They were signing like 19-year-olds left, right, and center. And I think this is kind of on brand. And apparently that AJ Jensen guy, the American, could have Scandinavian roots. Could be Jensen. Apparently his stats are like intergalactic. They're insane. And Ineos need to sign someone, please. They need to get someone on their books. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, other transfers that came through, Davide Ballerini is moving to Astana, Kazakhstan. So that one was a bit spicy.
All part of a CAV project. Because I think I saw somewhere that he is like
Ah,
very close to officially saying that he is carrying on for another season. I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but it's very close. So Ballerini going back. I swear I saw some other lead out man. Morkov apparently might be leaving Sudal Quickstep. I saw that, and he didn't rule out the possibility that he might be going to Astana. I feel like he would probably try to help Cav, win the next one, the elusive stage. I think that Morkov has that sentimentality towards trying to help Cav to do that. I feel like a lot of signings for Astana are doing it just literally to help Cav. I think they all want to be a kind of a part of this squad that might go to the tour that's going to kind of break the kind of the Eddie Merckx, like just nut and just bang, just smack through it.
Also, as well, not Jake Stewart, Matt Walls of Bora Hansgrohe is linked to Groupama Française déjà.
I think Jake Stewart he's going to Israel.
Yeah, yes. I thought he was going to Astana, so that confused me a bit.
Yeah, it was initially Astana a couple months back, and then he ended up going to Israel with Ethan Vernon as well. Don't know if they have the same agent.
Wasn't it George Bennett as well when Israel?
Yeah, George Bennett, and he posted a thank you at ET Emirates for everything. Yeah, he's going to either Sudal or Israel.
Strange transfers. But yeah, we might as well go to Rider of the Week. Obviously, the European Championships have happened, but there were a few other stage races as well. Okay, no, before we do that, podcast favorite, I kid you not, Miguel Angel Lopez is having the worst, a great first half of the year, winning 9 stages of the Vuelta Colombia, San Luis, etc. But now, apparently, he was kidnapped and robbed in his own home. And there was a bit of problems with the news, I think. They said he had $800,000 in his apartment or house or whatever. And then they quickly retracted that, and it was 800,000 pesos, which amounts to about 1,400. So changes the story a bit. But yeah. Poor Miguel Angel Lopez, not a great time for him. And but I thought I'd just drop in that sad news about a podcast favorite.
Just before we move on to Ride of the Week, do you know what else is funny about Ineos? Going back to like the transfers.
Is this just random segment?
Superman Lopez, please. The man has been kidnapped.
Like Ineos, basically like two great British talents just go to EF in Jack Root King Gray, who finished 4th at the under-23 World Championship.
Yes.
That's sacrilege. Yeah. And Lucas Naroka, who won a stage of the Baby Giro, and Ineos didn't sign either of them, and they've both gone to EF, which is a complete F up in my eyes. From Ineos who are in this rebuilding whatever phase, trying to sign youngsters, you just missed 2 of them. What are you doing? So anyway, we can go talk about Miguel Angel Lopez now.
I think you're right. Well, this is a Ineos Grenadiers transfer. What is going on?
They'll be great in 5 years.
Yeah, that was quite weird.